ninjas! I am Corey, your Grandmaster Hokage, and welcome to my review of Ninja Slayer, Episode 1, the brand new action-packed ninja anime series from animation studio Trigger. Don't know who Trigger is? Well, they've worked on such famous anime series such as Gurren Lagann, Kill La Kill, and another famous anime web show called Inferno Cop. If you've ever seen Inferno Cop, you know exactly what you're getting into with Ninja Slayer, which honestly might be one of the most interesting, jaw-dropping, and frankly hilarious anime series that I have ever seen. It's literally like a ninja anime had sex with Aqua Teen Hunger Force. But honestly, I love it. So let's just talk first about the actual story of Ninja Slayer, which is incredibly simple. It actually involves the character of Kenji Fujikido, and his family is killed in the middle of a ninja turf war. Depressed, he runs into this one demon called Naraku Ninja, who inhabits his body and forces him to become a ninja Grim Reaper of sorts, and now he is on a never-ending quest to kill every single ninja in Neo-Saitama City. Really simple premise, but it gets right into the action. So, first I want to talk about the animation of this show. All of the previews for Ninja Slayer made it seem like it was going to be sort of like a standard Studio Trigger anime, really bombastic all over the place, spastic animation, disproportionate bodies, and an incredible color scheme. And it actually does have all of that. What I didn't know is that it was going to be incredibly similar to Inferno Cop, where there's barely any animation in a lot of the scenes, where the characters literally look like the concept art, which has just been sort of copied and pasted, and they barely move whatsoever. There are some action scenes in this episode where literally you have stick figure-like characters just ramming into each other, and then suddenly their heads will explode, and then frickin' blood just erupts from their necks. It's absolutely ridiculous, and the opening scene of the episode is just as crazy because that's when we're formally introduced to the character of Kenji Fujikido, who apparently has just been killed by these two ninja, or at least knocked out. And I only say ninja because that's actually what they call them. They don't resemble ninja at all. One of them looks like a baboon wearing a gas mask, and the other one looks like this weird medieval robot type creature. When suddenly, out of nowhere, Kenji goes through this amazing transformation sequence where it looks like all of these patches of blood are covering his body, who becomes the Ninja Slayer. He then proceeds to defeat both of them with extreme prejudice in a scene that's frankly just made me laugh out loud. It's so ridiculous. There's no animation here practically whatsoever. They're literally just running into each other, and the Ninja Slayer makes a quick escape. It's then right after this that we get to see the formal introduction of how he became the Ninja Slayer, where he was just depressingly walking next to a mini-mart when suddenly in the glass was this big, creepy-looking demon head who is known as the Naraku Ninja, who wants to do nothing more than to kill all ninja. He reminds Kenji what happened to his family, and that's when he becomes the Ninja Slayer. The final scene of this week's episode is definitely the highlight and ends on definitely one of the funniest things I've seen in an anime in quite some time. And it's pretty obvious that's where they put most of the budget into this week's episode, where Ninja Slayer is basically just running through the streets eating sushi, and it looks really damn funny, and he's being chased by this weird-looking bug ninja who's riding on a motorcycle, and they end up getting into a fight. And it's pretty freaking bombastic and ridiculous. There's a lot of scenes of them just jumping around, throwing shuriken, lots of hand-to-hand combat. There's a great scene where Ninja Slayer's being attacked. He barely dodges it and then hits him with a barrage of punches. And I love the detail that apparently this weird bug-like ninja thing is also kind of a robot, because as he's punching him, you can see like his systems are starting to break down inside. It looks really awesome. It all ends with him literally punching his head off, but the thing is, in that scene, they go back to the old stilted animation where they barely move it at all, and he basically just runs right into him, knocks his block off, and boom, there's blood everywhere with a really big, cheesy fire explosion, ending this week's episode, leaving me to believe what the hell is going to happen in this series. So what's the rundown? On the very first episode of Ninja Slayer, I'm almost at a loss for words with this show. I had a lot of trouble actually just trying to figure out, like, what I'm going to say about this episode for my review, because it was just so insane and unlike anything that I've really ever seen before. And, you know, the story is really simple to follow. Really, this is for anime buffs and people who like animation, and I think they did a really good job with the action scenes, but my favorite thing, really aside from the animation, is really the color scheme. It's absolutely gorgeous, and there's a lot of little minor details with it, like the actual effects they do when Ninja Slayer goes through his transformation sequence. There's little pieces of armor on his body which have this like weird color scheme to them that sort of like moves around as he's moving too. It's unlike anything that I've actually seen before, and I think it looks really slick. I especially love the character designs as well. Ninja Slayer himself just looks awesome. I just love the design of it, and that's really surprising because it's real simple. It's basically just a red ninja costume with some minor armor pieces on it, but I love the fact that his ninja mask actually says Ninja Slayer on it. I do think that's really awesome. Also, there is a little tease at the very end of the episode where we are introduced to some of the villains of the show. There's this crime syndicate which is known as the Katana gang, and they're led by this one huge disproportionate guy who has this massive mustache, and he sends this other evil-looking dark ninja to go and hunt down Ninja Slayer, who, if you've looked at some of the promotional material for the show, it looks like this dark ninja is going to be Ninja Slayer's greatest rival, and I really just can't wait to see them fight. There's also a few other like theories I have. Like, first and foremost, they do mention that Ninja Slayer's family was killed. I think he actually did have a daughter, and I believe she still is alive. If you look at the opening of the show, there's this one young female character who they seem to show quite a bit, and I imagine that probably is his daughter. I don't know how that's going to come into play into the story, but this is a show where I'm not really even going to think about the story that much. This is really just an excuse for really good animation. I'm not gonna lie though, I am slightly disappointed in the fact that I thought it was gonna be a little more serious and there might have been just a little more animation, but I found myself laughing quite a bit, and it was genuine laughing. Like, it wasn't like laughing because it was so bad. I thought it was really, really funny. Just the comedic timing, especially in the beginning when you see that animation for the first time, is great. That scene where you have all of the cops who are beating up on that one guy, they don't even bother to animate them whatsoever. They're literally all just jumping and bouncing on top of this guy. It's really great. But that final scene with Ninja Slayer battling was definitely traditional, like, Studio Trigger. Like, if you've ever seen Gurren Lagann or Kill La Kill, it had that style all over it. Just the way, like, the characters would skid across the ground, or when that one bug ninja was sliding down the stairs, that totally reminded me of Studio Trigger. When he was throwing the shuriken and Ninja Slayer was kicking both of them while flying into him at the same time. It really gets the blood pumping during those scenes, and I really do think that this is going to be a fun, exciting series. My only hopes for the rest of Ninja Slayer is that hopefully they put more of that actual animation into the show, but I still would not be opposed to what they're doing with the whole, like, still images and everything if they can make them funny like they did in this episode. But really, the show still has a lot of potential behind it. We're still at the very beginning, and we also need to realize this is not like a traditional anime series. It's not airing on TV. It's going to be a web anime series, and they're only going to be in like 12 to 15 minutes. There's going to be another variety show right after that, which I'm going to have to try and see if I can look that up as well, because supposedly it's supposed to give you a little more background about the world of Ninja Slayer. All I know is this was interesting. Like, I don't even really know what to give a score for the first episode, so for the first episode of the series, I'm not going to give a score yet. I just want to see a little bit more of what the show is capable of, what it's really trying to aim for. What I will say is, if you're a hardcore fan of anime, you've been watching it for a long time, watch this episode right here, because it's going to make you laugh. You're going to be able to call out all of the tropes, but it's actually kind of nostalgic in a sense. It really brings me back to old school anime, and really they're doing a great job with that. The few animated sequences that were there looked great, and the show has a great sense of humor and some awesome character design. Like, if there's one character that I want to cosplay from anime at this point on, it's Ninja Slayer. He looks so freaking badass. So I would definitely recommend this show to action anime fans or anime buffs. You might see something you like. Check it out. Funimation has licensed the show, so you can actually watch it on their website, and they're going to be releasing the DVDs and Blu-rays later. But I'm just going to have to see more of the show. I'm still really excited. It's Ninja Slayer. It's awesome, and you should definitely check it out. Thank you guys for watching my review. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. If you guys saw the very first episode of Ninja Slayer, please tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below. Did you love the ridiculous offbeat animation, or were you disappointed by it? What do you hope to see from the rest of the brand new Ninja Slayer anime series? Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. You can also follow us on social media like Facebook and on Twitter. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby.